date is April 20th, 2020, and it is 6:17 p.m. Dixie, if you would call roll, please.
Coldarn.
Present.
Bond.
Here.
Dilbeck. Amber Dilbeck. I see her name, but I don't.
She's having trouble connecting to audio.
Okay, I'm going to skip her right now. Marshall.
She's here in chat.
White.
Here.
Morrill.
Here.
Wines.
Here.
Streller.
Here.
Okay, Amber, are you there yet?
She sent a
Yes,
chat.
I'm here. Sorry, I don't know what happened.
Okay, I was calling roll. Just wanted to get your voice on there so we could count you.
Yes, I'm here.
Thank you.
Is that everyone, Dixie?
Yes, everyone is present.
Okay, to declare a quorum, if you guys will allow me to pray before we start our meeting, let's go ahead and pray. Father, we seek your help tonight with our business meeting. Bless this meeting with your presence and help us to make the best use of our time. We can sometimes have differing views and opinions. Help us to mend our differences and reach a satisfactory agreement to all of our agenda items. I'd like to pray a special prayer for all the people working on the front lines of this pandemic, our medical personnel, our police, our fire, our first responders, our grocery store clerks, and so many more in our community. Bless them and protect them in all they do during this time of uncertainty. We give you all the glory for the small and the large blessings in our lives. Amen. At this time, I would like to move down to item number 1, the consent agenda. There are 2 items listed there.
Motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Dixie, would you call roll, please?
Coldarn.
Yes.
Bond.
Yes.
Dilbeck.
Yes.
Ahern.
Yes.
Marshall.
Yes.
White.
Yes.
Morrill. Mike Morrill.
Yes.
Wines.
Yes.
Streller.
Yes.
Thank you, council. Moving down to item number 4, or is there anyone on the call tonight? Comments from those assembled. Seeing none, we'll move down to item 5, presentation of the oral quarterly report on the library usage and statistics on the Perry Carnegie Library by Pam Rigg, the head librarian. I think you're on the call, aren't you, Pam?
Yes, I am.
Go right ahead then. Thank you for being here.
Ebooks are checking out steadily. Those without cards can apply for a temporary card online at perry.biblionics.com. Biblionics is Biblioniix. perry.biblionics.com. When the library reopens, applicants will have a month to come to the library and show residency documents and sign the application. At that point, the card will be issued for 2 years. Search the online catalog to find ebooks from the same web page via Overdrive. Temple Books have allowed our patrons to have free access to ebooks via our catalog, which is also at perry.biblionics.com. There are books for all ages as well as audiobooks. Our consortium of libraries received a $50,000 grant from the Oklahoma Department of Libraries to purchase ebooks. Stillwater Public is administering the grant and will be purchasing items with waiting lists over the next 2 months. We are accepting library returns for Perry Public Schools in our book drop. Carrie Grimm will pick up the returned items. Fines are not accruing on our items on the days we are closed. Once the library reopens, we will extend the due date of all items for 3 additional days. Of course, the book drop is always open. We have mobile shelving on order for the children's department. This will finish up the project downstairs and allow the staff to reconfigure their arrangement when needed. The new shelving is being purchased with state aid funds. We hope to reopen soon. We are really missing our patrons. And that's it.
Okay, thank you, Pam. Is there any questions from anyone for Pam? Okay, thanks so much, Pam. Thanks so much to your staff for all they're doing during this time. Moving down to item number 6, any new business tonight? Seeing none, we'll move to item 7, a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, Dixie, please.
Colern,
Yes.
Bond,
Yes.
Dilbeck,
Yes.
Ahern,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Morrell,
Yes.
Wines,
Yes.
Streller.
Yes. All right, Dixie, let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right, I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the Prairie Municipal Authority, April 20th, 2020 at 6:23 p.m. Roll call, please.
Colern,
Here.
Bond,
Here.
Dilbeck, Amber, Dilbeck,
Here.
Ahern,
Here.
Marshall,
Here.
White,
Here.
Morrell,
Here.
Wines,
Here.
Streller.
Here. I do declare a quorum. Item number 1 is the consent agenda. There's one item on the consent agenda for approval.
Motion to approve. This is Ahern.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Colern,
Yes.
Bond,
Yes.
Dilbeck,
Yes.
Ahern,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Morrell,
Yes.
Wines,
Yes.
Streller.
Yes, thank you. Is there any comments from those assembled pertaining to the PMA this evening? Seeing none, item 5, proclamations, accommodations, and reports by the governing body pertaining to the PMA. Seeing none, item 6, any new business that needs to come before the PMA this evening? If not, item 7, motion on adjournment.
Motion to
Motion to
adjourn.
adjourn. Second, Marshall.
Motion Morrell.
Roll call, please, Dixie.
Colern,
Yes.
Bond,
Yes.
Dilbeck,
Yes.
Ahern,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Morrell,
Yes.
Wines,
Yes.
Streller.
Yes. Thank you, authority members. I'd like to call to order the regular meeting of the City Council of City Perry, April 20th, year 2020 at 6:25. Roll call, please.
Colern,
Here.
Bond,
Here.
Dilbeck,
Here.
Ahern,
Here.
Marshall,
Here.
White,
Here.
Morrell,
Here.
Wines,
Here.
Streller.
Here. I do declare a quorum this evening. Item number 1 is the consent agenda. There's 3 items there for discussion or approval.
This is Ahern. It'd be motion to approve all 3 items.
Second. One.
Roll call, please, Dixie.
Colern,
Yes.
Bond,
Yes.
Dilbeck,
Yes.
Ahern,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Morrell,
Yes.
Wines, White,
Yes.
Streller.
Yes, thank you. Item 4, comments from those assembled pertaining to the items on the city agenda this evening. Seeing none, item 5, proclamations, accommodations, reports, and inquiries by the governing body. Seeing none, we will move on to item 6, city manager's report. Is Larry with us, Tyson? No?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Larry.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Having a little connection problem and kind of flustered. So let me try to get through this. Thank you, Mayor. I want to let everyone know that our street superintendent, Sam Harmon, will be retiring at the end of this month. Sam has been with the city since September 2009. We certainly appreciate his service to the city. Personally, he's been a great resource for me as far as his institutional knowledge of what goes on in the community. And I'm going to miss him a lot. We hope to be naming an interim supervisor or supervisor by the end of this week. So we haven't done that yet. Also, Sam reports that the sidewalk contractor should be laying sod tomorrow or Wednesday per ODOT. Then we're going to see how some of the drainage issues have been corrected by this sod. Sometimes when it rains, the dirt moves over into onto the sidewalk and can cause a hazardous problems for us. So we're hoping this is going to correct that. We have a BMAC tournament coming up week after next. We've canceled that one. We've also canceled the one for May 2nd. Right now, we're going to keep on the books the May 16th through 17th, and we'll see how it goes in probably the 1st of May. We're trying not to cancel all of them, although that's probably the way it's going to be, but we try to keep some of those open so other facilities don't come in and snatch that date. The biggest news I have for you is the municipal pool will be closed for this season. It was a difficult decision for us, but due to the maintenance that's needed for this aging facility, we just thought it was the best decision. Certainly, we want to keep in mind the safety of our employees and our patrons. We kind of put it off a little bit, so we were hoping for a hard date of when things might reopen. But just right now, we just don't see that. So we wanted to release our lifeguards and our pool manager in case they wanted to find other employment. So disappointed that we needed to do that, but I think it's the right decision. So Mayor, that's all I have. Council, have any questions?
All right. Thank you, Larry.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Does the council, do anyone have any questions for Larry? All right. Seeing none, we're going to move on to item number 7, the chief financials report. Russ, I think I've seen you with us somewhere a while ago.
I'm here. Can you hear me at this
Yep.
point? Make sure we have audio. Okay.
Why are you laying down? You're on your side. I'm confused.
Sideways.
Oh, I'm taking a nap, man.
Yeah, and you were eating a while ago, so you're laying down eating.
Hey, I got to do all the important things. Keep up my weight, in case I get the coronavirus. I want to make sure that I'm strong and healthy whenever it all comes out. Hey guys, I'll honestly make this pretty quick. We did have union meetings today with the police and the fire on the first round, and talked to them just a little bit about a couple of those things. So I'm going to mention that we at least talked with them. I'll give you guys kind of the update on what I told them about sales tax. And really, I think that's our biggest issue that we're looking at going into this next year. Right now, everything that we're looking at and everything that we're hearing and talking about is really, how long this virus lasts will depend on how low our sales tax projections really need to go. Right now, the chief economists, those that are advising the bigger municipalities, those that are looking at the numbers, are telling us to plan on someplace between a 25 and a 40% reduction in our sales tax number. If I equate that number to what it means to the city of Perry and our spendable dollars and those things, we're looking at someplace between $285,000 and $400,000 as a decrease number. So, we've got a potential issue coming into this budget season. We are forewarning all of our communities about that. I mean, I know everybody's kind of thinking about it already on the back of their minds, but that is really going to be a significant piece for us, and probably something that we need to, we'll look further into it. The problem that we're going to have about projecting those numbers out is sales tax lags 2 months behind when things actually happen. So the March sales tax will get deposited in May. Well, we all know what happened in March. March is going to look like a great month, or hopefully, fingers crossed, March looks like a great month, because we had everybody buying up stuff. But it's going to be the April numbers that deposit in June and the May numbers potentially that deposit in July before we really see what the impacts are going to be on the community and where those numbers lie. So everything that I'm going to say to you up to this point, or everything I'm saying to you at this point, is all about next year, because I'm afraid whenever we start talking about last year, I don't want you to get all happy that, man, things turned out great, because I'm afraid that these numbers for fiscal year 20 are going to be good, it's my concern about what's going to happen in FY21, especially the first 2 or 3 months of the year, because that's really going to be kind of a telltale sign on what we do. We'll get into those budget discussions. We'll get into things that we're looking at and the changes that we're making as we go forward. But that's kind of the telltale on what we're playing with right now. As far as current operations, and like to keep this a little shorter, although I do feel amiss because, everybody else gets to talk all their meetings. So I want to make sure I take up all of my time that I can get, at least the bill will allot me. But
You have a mute button.
Pieces. Come on. Couple of highlights in the financials. Of course, you have your cash schedule and you have all of those numbers that you're used to looking at. That part is there. Sales tax. If we look at total sales tax for the year based on what we had collected last year through this date versus this year through this date, we are literally $4,000 difference in sales tax collections. Now, of course, we budget lower than what we were expecting, so that's why you see 80%. But literally, $5,000 difference between fiscal year 19 and fiscal year 20's collections through April of this year. So that, at least we kind of found a flat spot for a while. I like that steady. I wish we could project off of that. We didn't have everything going on. But that to me is a good number as far as what we're looking at, which means that our budget projections, we're going to come in over budget on revenues, at least with sales tax for this year. As far as hotel motel tax deposited for the month was only $13,000. Again, we have 2 laggers that we're still working on collecting, but they will not be significant in that number. So we do have a little bit of that. If you look down overall expenses, pretty much all of the departments are in line and where we would expect them to be. I guess probably one of the things that I'm proudest about at this point in the year, general fund is only showing a deficit for the year, spending deficit for the year of about $27,000. That number is good for us. If you look for the year, we had budgeted 124 as far as a loss. So because of that increased sales tax that I spoke about earlier, that's really offset a lot of that, along with the increase in our use tax collections that are coming in. So those 2 pieces have made a big difference in what we have and what's going on. As far as utility goes in the PMA, you'll see all of our utilities are pretty much running right at our profit margins that we were expecting. There's still some big sewer expenses to come in, so don't look at that total net income number, because we have the bonded parts of those projects that have to go ahead and run out through the expenses. So there will be a little bit of more expense coming in there. So that's why that's only showing 36%. The majority of that is capital outlay pieces and items that you're not seeing in the financials at this point. Overall, I'm really happy with where we are in fiscal year 20. I will tell you that I am concerned about moving forward and what really the first 2 or 3 months of fiscal year 21 are going to look like for us. With that, I'll open it up for questions.
Any questions for Russ?
I'll just have a quick comment, Russ. There's a setting in your Zoom settings to rotate your camera 90 degrees. So that might help you do better on the financials.
Well, thank you, sir. I'll have to play with this and figure out my rotation.
We want you to be right side up, not upside down in our financials, okay? Okay, don't go far, Russ. We're going to move on. If there's not any questions for Russ, we'll move on to item 8. Item 8 is consider approval for professional service agreement with CBEW Professional Group LLP for auditing services for 2019-2020. Now, this is just the agreement, Russ, isn't it? Isn't that right with them for our audit?
Yes, that is correct. I'm trying to play on my settings here so that Derek doesn't get too upset with me. Yes, this is just for the audit. CBEW has been doing the audit for maybe 7 or 8 years now. We don't have any problem with them. Of course, it's the board's decision as far as what goes on. Gabby usually comes down and does a good job. I think last year we ended up, because of the hospital and everything else, you guys remember all of that stuff that was going back and forth and everything else. But, we did have a little bit of timing issues, but it wasn't their fault at all. That was 100% on the hospital issue.
So we need a motion for approval on that.
Yes, please.
Motion to approve.
Second. White.
Is there any more discussion? Seeing none, roll call, please, Dixie.
Coldarn,
Yes.
Bond,
Yes.
Dilbeck,
Yes.
Ahern,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Morrell,
Yes.
Wines,
Yes.
Streller.
Yes. Thank you. Item number 9 is consider approval and award of a bid on the Perry Commercial Hay Park or the Commercial Park Hay Lease to the best bidder and authorize the mayor to execute the agricultural lease agreement with the selected bidder. We had one bid come in, is all we had. So we want to approve that bid.
This is Ahern. I'll make a motion to approve the bid to, it looks like Richard Levings.
Morrell,
Second.
I will second it.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Coldarn,
Yes.
Bond,
Yes.
Dilbeck,
Yes.
Ahern,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Morrell,
Yes.
Wines,
Yes.
Streller.
Yes, thank you. Item number 10 is to review the bids in a chain link fence or chain link security fence of the water treatment plant project. Award the bid to the lowest responsible bidder on the project in the amount of the lowest responsible bid. Authorize the mayor to execute and notice the award of the bid. And upon receipt, review approval by the city attorney of the bonds and insurance and the power of attorney to execute the public construction contract. Bryce, you might step in. Council, we just got this bid in today, and I don't believe Bryce has had time to go through this, so we probably want to carry this over. Is that correct, Bryce? Bryce? Is he with us, Tyson? There you are.
Yes.
Are you there?
Yeah,
There you
I'm
go.
here.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have had a chance to look at it, and this bid is $20,000 lower than the next bid. We actually had 5 bids. But I do want to do a canvas. We just got those in today. I want to do a proper canvas. I also want to check references because the reference for the low bid just showed that they had a bunch of projects going, but none of them completed. So we want to make sure that we're getting, the lowest, but the lowest responsible bidders. So that will be on your next agenda for award of bid and approval of contract.
Thank you, Bryce. Let's have a motion to continue this then.
So moved.
Second. Dilbeck.
Who made that motion? Was it
Derek.
Kurt? Oh, it was Derek. Okay.
Coldarn.
Okay. And then Danette. Second.
Go roll call when you get a chance,
Okay.
Dixie.
Coldarn,
Yes.
Bond,
Yes.
Dilbeck,
Yes.
Ahern,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Morrell,
Did you unmute him?
Yes.
Okay.
Wines,
Yes.
Streller.
Yes. Thank you, council. Item number 11, consider approval of purchase of polymer and liquid copper sulfate from Thorn, Musto, and Bellman Incorporated in the amount of $38,467.60 for the Perry Water Treatment Plant. This is just some chemicals, I guess, that we need to purchase for the water plant.
This is Ahern. I'll make a motion to approve the invoice.
Marshall. Second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Coldarn,
Yes.
Bond,
Yes.
Dilbeck,
Yes.
Ahern,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Morrell,
Yes.
Wines,
Yes.
Streller.
Yes. Thank you. Item number 12 is to discuss the COVID-19 pandemic. Bryce has kind of led this for us. Larry, do you have anything you want to say?
Well,
the hard dates keep moving back. Right now, the governor extended the safer at home for vulnerable folks till May 6th. I also read it was May 4th, but I think May 6th is the date. And I really think that unless we start peaking, I think we're still in the possibility of having a surge. So I think this is going to get extended out just a little bit. I know everybody would like to get back to normal, and I think there's probably a possibility in a couple of weeks that we might be able to consider that incrementally, just a little bit at a time. So we're getting close, but not there yet. Mayor?
Yes. Bryce, you got anything you want to add?
No, I think Larry's exactly right. I think the governor will have more to say on this. I think we probably ought to follow the governor's lead. You know, a number of cities that have gone further than the governor went are finding themselves being sued, and I want to keep us from that. You know, they have the medical experts. They have, you know, they're looking at the state as a whole. So I think we pretty much just, you know, follow where the state is, unless there's, you know, something here in Noble County that would, you know, that would make it different. So that would mean our next meeting would probably, you know, continue. In fact, you know, I suppose we should discuss that. I mean, we can continue these types of meetings for a while. So, I mean, that will depend on, you know, what the council's preferences on that, but you know, I think that we've seen that we're able to take business in this kind of Zoom format, which is good.
Council, does any of y'all have anything you would like to add?
I'll add that this is Cold Iron that I saw today. A gentleman from the University of Washington, and I believe he's put this data together to give recommendations through the government down. So, you know, it'll still have to go that way. But the states, we were one of the last states, as of the way the data is looking right now, to start reopening, according to him. And that was out to June. So that may be some of the recommendations coming down in the future. I don't know.
Do you know why that was, Derek?
I'm sure it has to do with cases and like Larry said, not seeing the spike yet, not seeing a downtrend, where something like Montana was earlier. It was one of the first states because they're already on a downtrend and don't have as many cases.
Okay. I hadn't heard that much about Oklahoma, but our neighbors to the north, Kansas, I did hear on their radio today, they're really having a tough time up there still. I did talk with our fire chief a little bit today. He's our emergency manager for the city of Perry, and he made some phone calls for me and said that at our peak, I'm not talking Noble County, I'm talking just in Perry, we had 3 cases, and we've had no deaths out of those 3 cases, and all 3 of those have been reported to be healthy now. So at this time, knock on the wood somewhere, we don't have any cases inside the city of Perry as far as the state health department's reporting. Any other discussion?
We have, did of 6 cases because it just seems changed. So
I didn't know if it just was stuck there or what, and Russell, Chief Brand, assured me that they updated that every day. So and that was for Noble County. I don't know for sure where the other cases were at. We started having that discussion. We ended up getting switched off on something else, but they changed the website, and he was trying to get through the website, and it was kind of frustrating. But as far as the city of Perry, I did get the report that there is nothing in the city of Perry right now.
Okay.
But I do want to encourage all the council people, and if there's anyone listening, I don't know if we have anyone online with us. We still need to take our precautions. because there are a lot of people that come in and out of our community every day, and we don't know for sure what's being carried in or carried out. So just continue to take your precautions and take care of your person and your family. That's all we can ask. So, all right, anything else? All right, item 13, any new business that needs to come before the council this evening? Seeing none, item 14, motion on adjournment.
Motion to adjourn, Wines. Marshall, second.
Roll call, please.
Sorry, forgot to unmute myself. Cold Iron,
Yes. Yes.
Bond,
Yes.
Stillbeck,
Yes.
Ahern,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
White,
Yes.
Morrill,
Yes.
Wines,
Yes.
Streller.
Yes. Thank you, council. Have a good evening.